If you are getting your first dog and you live in an apartment, you will probably hear the same recommendation over and over. Get a Labrador, get a Golden Retriever. They are friendly, easy to train, and great family dogs. And that's all true. But what people don't tell you is that those same dogs can be a really poor fit for apartment living. Too much energy, too much noise, and not enough space that can leave both you and dog completely frustrated. I went through dozens of real owner experiences to see what keeps coming up, and by the end of this video, I will show you 3 breeds I would actually recommend instead. Before anyone gets upset, this isn't a lab or golden hate video. They are popular for good reason. They are affectionate, eager to learn, forgiving when you are still figuring out training, and generally fantastic family dogs. If you have got a house, a yard, and enough time every day to keep them physically and mentally busy, they can be amazing first dog. The problem is that an apartment changes the equation completely. Here is what most best beginner dog lists don't really talk about. First is energy. Labradors and Goldens were bred to work all day. They are not lazy dogs. When they don't get enough exercise, that energy has to go somewhere, and it often comes out as chewing furniture, pacing around the apartments, or generally acting like they have had 5 cups of coffee. The second issue is barking. A bored or anxious dog is usually a noisy dog in a house that's annoying. In an apartment, it can mean unhappy neighbors, noise complaints, or even problems with your lease. Sad walls make every bark someone else's problem too. Then there is separation anxiety. These breeds form really strong bonds with their people, which is wonderful until they are left alone for 8 hours while you are at work. Some handle it well, but others don't, and that anxiety often shows up as barking, whining, or destructive behavior. Another thing people underestimate is shedding. Labs and Goldens shed a lot. In a big house, it's manageable, but in an apartment, it feels like dog hair ends up on every piece of furniture, every blanket, and somehow even your coffee. And finally, there is the obvious one: size. A 65-pound dog isn't impossible in a small apartment, but it's definitely more challenging than many people expect. So instead of asking what's the best first dog, I would ask a different question. What's the best first dog for apartment life? And for me, there are 3 things that matters. The dog should be reasonably quiet, so you are not constantly worrying about the neighbors. It should have an energy level that can realistically be managed with daily walks instead of needing a backyard. And it should have a size that's comfortable for both the dog and your living space. When you look at breeds through that lens, the recommendations start to change. The first breed I would recommend is the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. They are affectionate, gentle, and generally happy to spend a lot of the day curled up next to you. A couple of walks and some playtime are usually enough to keep them happy, which makes them a great fit for apartment living. The downside is their health. Cavaliers are known for having inherited heart problems, so it's really important to buy from a breeder who health tests their dog, or consider adopting if that's an option. Second is miniature poodle. People sometimes overlook them because of the haircut, but they are one of the smartest and most adaptable breeds you can own. They are easy to train, they hardly shed, and they are small enough to fit comfortably into apartment life. The only thing you need to take care is their grooming. Their coats need regular brushing and professional grooming every 6 to 8 weeks. So that's an ongoing cost you will need to budget for. And finally, my favorite underrated apartment dog, the retired racing greyhound. It sounds backwards. Racing dog equals endless energy, right? Actually, not really. Greyhounds are famous for being sprinters, not marathon runners. They will happily zoom around for a few minutes, then spend most of the rest of the day sleeping. They are usually quiet, they don't shed much, and they are surprisingly content living in an apartment as long as they get a couple of good walks each day. Many retired racers are already adult, and a lot of them come from rescue organizations that are already house trained. Now, the honest downsides. Their prey drive is strong. Small animals can trigger the instinct to chase. So a greyhound is best kept on a leash and isn't the dog you would trust off leash in an open park. But be honest, if you are in an apartment, you are leash walking on sidewalks anyway. So that matters less than it sounds. The one thing to actually watch for. If you have already got a cat or small pets at home, that same instinct can be a real problem. The good news is retired racers get temperament tested, and rescues will tell you which dogs are cat safe. So just ask, adopt one that's already been screened and you have solved it. Now the most important question, can a Labrador or Golden Retriever still live happily in an apartment? Absolutely. People do it successfully all the time, but it usually takes a serious commitment, long day exercises, consistent training, plenty of mental stimulation, and often a dog walker if you are away during the day. They are not bad apartment dogs because they are bad dogs. They are challenging apartment dogs because they are active dogs. And that's really important difference. If this video helped, consider subscribing. I post honest, practical dog advice to help you choose the right breed for your lifestyle. If you already own a lab, golden or any apartment dog, share your experience in the comments. Your advice could really help someone who's trying to make the right decision. And if you are still deciding on your first dog, check out my next video on the best breed for people who work full time. I'll see you there.